Yeah, subhanAllah, we find ourselves living in a world today that have adopted two very opposing perceptions of reality. There are two schools of thought that essentially exist in this world, regardless of race, background, ethnicity, gender, or religion. It doesn't matter. The first one is one that is fundamentally guided and molded and shaped by religious beliefs and religious scripture. And the other side is completely guided and molded and fundamentally shaped by scientific philosophies and advancements, and the two never meet. And when they do, on a very rare case, the religious background must be adjusted so that it can fit into the scientific narrative, because the reality is we believe what we see, we believe what we taste and smell and hear and study and understand, because this is factual in front of us. But religion teaches things of the unseen, things that we cannot actually feel, things that we cannot touch and verify. We must just have faith and trust in a higher power. And so we find ourselves living in a world where you may not be entirely ostracized from society if you are religious. You are deemed as weird or strange, but you're entitled to believe in your God. You're entitled to believe that there is an afterlife. You're entitled to believe in this concept of the soul. But we over here are going to believe in the concept of creation. We are going to believe in the concept of the body versus a soul. We are going to believe and focus our advancements and our study on this world rather than a fictitious afterlife, be it heaven or hell, if that even exists. I mean, what are the chances? Then you have to hope that you get into heaven. SubhanAllah, let's focus on the world that we have today. So we've shifted the belief in the unseen, the belief in the true world, the belief in the reality that we have, and adjusted it and put in its place a reality that has been given to us through the perception of the world that we have. That philosophy, that ideology has been so pushed into our societies that it has infiltrated our religious beliefs. And so the ones who hold on to their religious beliefs now find themselves preaching against a group who would ridicule them, who would make fun of them and say that they are outdated, and your teachings and your scriptures from 1,400 years ago no longer applies today. You must get with the times. I mean, scientists have said it, experts have proven. I mean, they've gone to space and they've put the TV and they've put color, electricity, and so forth. And so you see these advancements, you see this reality presented in front of you. And so therefore it further signifies or solidifies the truth that can be found in the scientific advancement in that school of thought. And it further reduces the belief into the religious school of thought. And so we do have this dichotomy that exists in the world today between science and religion, how the two are contradicting, and if they ever were to meet and assimilate and integrate, religion must always fail and science must always dominate. And so topics like these, along with conspiracy and religion and sociology, psychology, and philosophy, are some of the ones that we discuss on our live sessions on TikTok. So if you have a thought, if you'd like to learn more, if you're curious and you want to pop in and just have a quick listen, by all means do so. Follow the channel and also join our Telegram channel. We do have these beautiful discussions where we provide different evidences and different backgrounds and thought processes towards understanding the reality that we live in, so that we could eventually come to the truth, and not a truth that has been fed to us, but a truth that we seek out, that we find by clearing our minds of any preconceived notions and approaching it with an open heart and a true understanding and a very strong hunger and thirst for the truth. That we say, Allahumma arina al-haqqa haqqan warzuqna ittiba'ahu wa arina al-batila batilan warzuqna ijtinabah. In a time where truth is lies and lies are truth, where black is white and white is black, and everything is upside down and left and right, and we find ourselves taken over by mass confusion, and no one understands what's really going on behind the scenes and how this all ties in, and how it is no longer individual compartmentalized events, but rather they all tie into a greater agenda that helps manipulate and shape the world that we have today. To ignore our true belief, to ignore the concept of God and forget about Allah and the Sirat al-Mustaqim, but focus on the now. Let your emotions guide you through the world that we live in today. This is where we find ourselves, and it is our responsibility and our duty to make sure that we are able to identify the truth. And once we have, it is our responsibility to follow that truth. And once we do, it is then our responsibility to preach that truth to those who will listen. And at the end of the day, we do this for the sake of Allah, so that we are delivered from the darkness into the light. Barakallah fikum. Take care. Salam.